Hey there, Detroit sports fanatics. I'm Taylor Phillips, and welcome to Taylor's Detroit Sports on Spreaker. You can also find this and all other episodes of Taylor's Detroit Sports on iHeartRadio. If you have any opinions on everything that's going on in the Detroit sports world, call in or send a text message live on the show at 231-429-3668. That's 231-429-3668. Also, you can add me on Facebook as Taylor Phillips, online at facebook.com/Phil1DT. Like my Facebook page, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports page. Join my Facebook group, Taylor Phillips' Detroit Sports Group, and follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips.
And this is episode 112, a jam-packed episode here. Today we're going to cover a lot of stuff, including the moves the Tigers made and the Max Scherzer status. Also, Michigan getting upset by Eastern Michigan. Some Lions updates and matchup analysis. Also, the Red Wings, how they're doing as of late. And the Pistons' road to 3-79 continuing. First off, the Tigers traded Rick Porcello to the Boston Red Sox for Jonas Cespedes, a left fielder who's been so great for the Athletics, but struggled after he got traded to Boston, and now he's in Detroit. Cespedes lately has struggled offensively. At the plate. Just about the same as Anthony Gose. Had a rough year at the plate as well this past season. But both Cespedes and Gose have running speed and can play defense. So, with that trade, I think they'll move J.D. Martinez to right. A lot of Tigers fans miss Porcello, and so do I. First off, in a year, they parted ways with Fisker, Smiley, Porcello, and Scherzer. I'll get to him in a second. The Tigers also trade shortstop Eugenio Suarez to the Cincinnati Reds for left-handed starting pitcher Alfredo Simon. It seems all Dombrowski is doing is looking for starting pitchers and a corner outfielder. I think he's got one on. I think he just got the corner outfielder and the center fielder. But that also means, with that Simon trade, that also means that the Tigers are Tigers general manager Dave Dombrowski said that the Tigers are not going to make a run at Max Scherzer, so Scherzer is officially done in Detroit. And that's a train wreck. So the Tigers have Verlander, Green, and Price, and Simon in the rotation. and Anibal Sanchez. How good do you think they are? Just give me a call at 231-429-3668. Again, that is 231-429-3668. The Tigers still have yet to fix their bullpen issues. But a source from Detroit Sports Nation said that they are not likely to, told us not to expect the Tigers to make any major bullpen changes. Especially because they are getting Joel Hanrahan back and Bruce Rondon back. So do you think the Tigers still need to make some changes, even if they are little? Or do you think their bullpen is much better since Hanrahan and Rondon are coming back and Koch and Chamberlain are gone? Give me a call, 231-429-3668. You can also text into the show at 231-429-3668. Also, Diamondbacks General Manager David Stewart said that the Diamondbacks are still looking at Tigers catcher Alex Avila as a possible trade target. That's another interesting thing that I would like to know about. Let me see here. Looking forward to, looking at the Avila article from NLive.com. Yeah, Dave Stewart identifies Tiger catcher Alex Avila as a possible trade target. He spoke to reporters Wednesday during the third day of winter meetings in San Diego, and in an on-move reportedly identified Avila as a catcher who could be available on the trading block and a potential fit for the Diamondbacks. Along with Avila, Stewart, who was named Arizona's general manager in late September, also identified Toronto Blue Jays catcher Deanna Navarro as a trade target. The Diamondbacks are currently seeking a catcher after the club traded veteran Miguel Montero to the Cubs in exchange for two minor leaguers this past Tuesday, earlier this week. Avila, at age 27, has been mentioned in several trade rumors this offseason, but Stewart's decision to publicly identify both Avila and Navarro as potential fits in Arizona is considered an odd move in the industry. Avila, who will be a free agent next winter, had his team option picked up last month and will earn $5.4 million this season. a career .247 batter. He's coming off an injury-plagued season in which he hit a career low .218 with a 6.86 on-base plus slugging percentage, which has got to leave a mark. Tiger manager Brad Ausmus addressed the club's catcher position Tuesday when he spoke with a group of reporters, suggesting that playing time will likely be an open competition. As it stands today, it appears Avila and touted prospect James McCann are viewed as the leading candidates to secure roster spots. Ausmus said, quote, "It's certainly open at this point. I think clearly Alex has shown that he has the ability to be an everyday type catcher. He works well with pitchers, and pitchers trust him, but I also think that a guy like McCann has a very bright future. I really like the way he catches. So the decision who's number one and number two won't be made until spring training, or even if there is a number one or a number two, maybe there's just kind of a split," unquote. So, if the Tigers do keep Avila, then we hope he improves at the plate. That's one thing for sure. James McCann likely to grab the number two spot, the number two catcher spot in the roster is better, in my opinion, than Brian Holiday. Getting that two spot this past season. Also, Hernan Perez gets some work in the outfield and could replace Don Kelly as a utility player for the Tigers. And Justin Verlander is ready to make adjustments prior to the 2015 season. Back to Scherzer, by the way. He's seeking an 8-year, $216 million contract. I'll bet that's a bunch. That's like a truckload. Like truckloads of money. So I've pretty much covered all the Tigers news. Let's go over to college basketball. Michigan got upset by Eastern Michigan again. And that is the second upset loss at Chrysler Center that Michigan has suffered recently. Second straight. That loss to NJIT last Saturday pretty much put Michigan in a major tailspin, and it reminded me of Appalachian State upsetting Michigan football in 2007. And this one is apparently worse than that. This one apparently feels worse than that for University of Michigan Wolverines fans. And that's just about twice as demoralizing. Maybe worse than that. I don't know what to say. Michigan will have their hands full when they travel to Arizona and take on the number 3 ranked Wildcats Saturday at 5:15 on ESPN. They will likely get routed by the Wildcats, just like they had when they had Tommy Amaker as their head coach less than a decade ago. And for John Beilein as their head coach currently, you would think that this is wrong. Taking a look at the rest of the college basketball schedule for tomorrow. Michigan State takes on Oakland, the Spartans and the Golden Grizzlies at 8 o'clock from the Breslin Center on ESPNU, Sunday at 8. The Detroit Mercy Titans take on the number 11th ranked Wichita State Shockers tomorrow at noon. Western takes on the Western Michigan Broncos take on the Pacific Tigers Sunday at 8. Central Michigan has off until Wednesday at 8 when they travel to Evanston, Illinois to take on Northwestern, the Wildcats. Also, college football. Let's see. U of M athletic director contracts Corn Ferry firm to aid in the head coaching search. It's a bit helpful for the athletic director to find a new football head coach after firing Brady Hoke. Let's move on to the Lions. They take on the Vikings at 4:25 Sunday on Fox. Some injury updates to pass along to you. Detroit Lions defensive tackle Nick Fairley is getting closer to returning to the lineup. He won't play against the Vikes. Jim Caldwell told the media that Fairley, quote unquote, is into a little different phase now in terms of the rehab, and hopefully he continues to improve. Missed practice today. His first practice he missed in his career due to illness. The Lions remain confident that running back Reggie Bush will return to form. Matthew Stafford sets a new career high for sacks allowed. He's been sacked 39 times overall, 36 in 2011. The Lions will have more than $20 million to spend based on NFL's projected salary approximately $120 million, committed to 37 players for next season. Receiver Calvin Johnson is the biggest cap hit at $20.6 million, followed by quarterback Matthew Stafford at $17.7 million. And Dominic Sue, the best player, can become a free agent where his rookie contract expires 5 days after the Super Bowl. And even if he doesn't sign, he'll count $9.7 million against the cap due to previous restructures. And finally, the matchup analysis for the Lions against the Vikings. The Lions look to light up Vikings quarterback Teddy Bridgewater again. Last time they met in TCF Bank Stadium, they sacked him 8 times. The Vikings have been doing pretty well as of late. They've improved to 6-7, but the Lions are 9-4. They've won 2 in a row. Just a minute. Caldwell said he's sick. Zimmer. What about Zimmer here? Looking for Zimmer's first name, but crud. Well, Zimmer said, they're going to give Bridgewater some different launch angles for the defense. We're trying to keep them off balance with some of the play calls that we're using, and we're blocking in some ways better too. Unquote. Bridgewater finished 19 of 27, passing for 309 yards last week against the Jets in a 30-24 overtime win in Minnesota. His turnover came on a Hail Mary at the end of the first half. And he would have had 3 touchdowns if Charles Johnson hadn't fumbled at the goal line. The week before that, he helped Minnesota score 31 points on a Panthers defense that held Detroit to 7 points. Bridgewater is a better player than he was in his first meeting in Detroit, but the Vikings still rank 30th in passing offense, and the Lions' rushing defense is on pace to become the NFL's best since 2006. Still looking for Zimmer's first name in this article. Vikings coach Mike Zimmer. Yeah, the head coach of the Vikings, Mike Zimmer. 3 other players have suffered practice injuries prior to the matchup. Like right tackle LaAdrian Waddle suffered what the team originally reported as a head injury, but was changed to a concussion on Thursday's practice report. Also on Thursday, cornerback Darius Slay and linebacker Tahir Whitehead were both limited with shoulder injuries. Also, MLive.com reports, according to Mel Kiper, Detroit Lions could target Florida State defensive tackle Eddie Goldman in the first round of the NFL draft. So the Lions could be in the market of defensive tackles, and General Manager Martin Mayhew singled out Goldman as a logical fit for the Lions. Mel Kiper said, quote, "I think Eddie Goldman would be a guy from Florida State. Now he's had some games where he hasn't dominated, but he's doubled. I watched him in high school. This is a kid with a lot of talent." Unquote. Goldman is 6'4", 300 pounds, a junior from Washington, D.C. He was a top 10 prospect in the 2012 recruiting class, and has been a versatile force for the Florida State Seminoles the past 2 years. He started every game at defensive end last year, then moved back inside this season. Started all 13 games during the Seminoles' perfect regular season this year, recording 35 tackles, 4 sacks, and 1 forced fumble. Other candidates for the Lions, if they decide to go defensive tackle early in the draft include Ohio State's Michael Bennett and Adolphus Washington. Though Washington is a junior who has not said whether he intends to turn pro. Other names to watch: Oklahoma's Jordan Phillips, Iowa's Carl Davis, and Alabama's Jaron Reed. A mid-round defensive tackle prospect that is flying under the radar, Northern Iowa's Xavier Williams. That's all the Lions, all Lions news here. Now to some Red Wings. They lost in a shootout to the Maple Leafs 2-1. Jimmy Howard couldn't touch the puck. Before the shootout began, I heard Matt Deary tweet out. Got Matt Deary's tweet on my phone. It said, "Forget the lame shootout. Let those two teams go at it."
What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
That kept reminding me of how he wanted the shootout gone just for the Red Wings' sake, because they're now 1-4 in the shootout this year.
Crybaby! How long are you going to keep whining like a child? You're just a crybaby, a coward!
And now he just wants it gone because the skills competition is lame in the regular season. Well, let me tell you this.
I want you here. What's your problem there, pal? Can't a guy get a bit of sleep? Don't bug me.
There's nothing. I see nothing wrong with the shootout in the NHL. The skills competition is fun. That puts the fun into the game of hockey. That's about all I can say about the shootout. And Jimmy Howard just needs to get better in the shootout, make saves. Don't just let pucks go by you. And I called him Jimmy Shootout Howard. I called him Jimmy Shootout Coward Howard many times before.
Crybaby! How long are you going to keep whining like a child? You're just a crybaby, a coward!
Because he's a coward. In the shootout. Period. He can't touch the... He refuses to touch the puck in the shootout and not make any saves. See here, the Red Wings take on the Panthers tonight. They look for some revenge. For the Panthers, rather than sinking to the bottom of the NHL standings, as many predicted, the Panthers are hanging around the Stanley Cup playoffs picture in the Eastern Conference. They've alternated wins and losses in their past 6 games, 3-2-1, and lost 4-2 on Monday in St. Louis to the Blues to start a 3-game road trip. Rookie defenseman Aaron Ekblad, who was on a 5-game point streak, missed practice Thursday because of soreness. He and coach Gerald Gallant told reporters there was nothing to worry about. Injured forward Scotty Upshall with an ankle injury and Alexander Barkov, groin and hand, practiced yesterday in Detroit. Upshall might be ready to face the Red Wings, and Barkov is targeting a possible return next week. Defenseman Shane O'Brien was recalled Thursday from San Antonio of the American Hockey League. The San Antonio Rampage. For the Red Wings, have used an 11-3-2 stretch in their past 16 games, including the shootout loss 2-1 to the Leafs last Wednesday night on NBCSN's Wednesday Night Rivalry. To surge the upper crust of the Atlantic Division and Eastern Conference, forward Justin Applicator with a shoulder practiced Thursday, but Coach Mike Babcock said his return isn't likely until next week, and the Red Wings place him on injured reserve, retroactive to November 30th. After practice, Babcock shot down reports that he was close to signing a contract extension, saying he isn't likely to sign an extension during the season. Defenseman Danny DeKeyser has an upper body injury that will keep him out for at least this weekend. Defenseman Xavier Ouellet was recalled Thursday from the Grand Rapids Griffins of the AHL, their AHL top farm affiliate. Top minor league affiliate. I wish the Red Wings could just call up center Anthony Mantha. Because I think he's ready. 7:30 on Fox Sports Detroit tonight. Pistons start a 3-game Pacific Coast road trip in Phoenix against the Suns. I think the Suns will win that game. Jody Meeks is expected to return from injury tonight. That'll be at 9 on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. Let me check the guide here. Going to the TV guide here. Yep. Pistons and Suns on Fox Sports Detroit Plus at 9. Jody Meeks is cleared to play tonight. So that's going to do it for Taylor's Detroit Sports episode 112. I'll be back for episode 113 sometime soon. TTFN, ta-ta for now.